All right. Well, welcome everyone. It's 2 o'clock. My name is Tracy Welch. I'm the executive director with United Fishermen of Alaska. I kind of have a little bit of an unstable internet connection going here today, so I'm not going to put up my smiling face for everyone. But we do have Tana Peters, who's the digital marketing manager from ASMI, with us here today, and she's going to be giving a rundown on all of the fancy, snazzy tools that ASMI has to offer for direct marketers and give us a short walkthrough of the website. So I know Tana has a great presentation queued up for everyone, and I'm going to pitch it over to Tana and let her take it away. And this recording will be available on both of our websites later this week. So sit back, enjoy, and if you have any questions, raise your hand or drop them in the chat, and we'll do our best to respond to those. Oh, and we have Greg Smith from ASMI as well as Margie Sherman. So welcome everyone, and Tana, go ahead.
Thanks, Tracy. Nice to meet all of you. I can only see us, so it's a mystery who's out there. So as Tracy said, I'm Tana Peters. I'm part of the communications team at ASMI, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But I see Margie here, and I don't know if Margie can turn her camera on. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There she is. Margie is also part of the communications team, and actually she's the communications specialist. I think I have that right. And she is your conduit for direct marketers. So she's the smiling face you want to reach out to if you have any issues. I mean, you can also reach out to me and Greg, but Margie is going to be your support person. So that's fantastic. And then I see Greg and his smiling face right there. And Greg is our communications director, and you will probably see him at presentations. He's always out and about as well. And he's a great person to reach out to. And then of course you can reach out to me. I'm sort of the behind the scenes in the digital world. So thanks guys. They're going to be just kind of here in the background as we go through the presentation. But if they see any questions that I'm missing, feel free to hop on. I'm going to try to track as I present, but as you know, help me out. That would be great. Thank you guys so much. And I'm going to start by sharing my screen and get this presentation going. Okay. All right. So what we're going to talk about today are ASMI's direct marketer resources and tools that we have available. And if you're not super familiar with ASMI, we use that acronym, but it's the Alaska Seafood Marketing Institute here in Juneau is where we are located if you are around the state. Let's see here. And of course, I'm stuck already. There we go. Okay, so as I said, what is ASMI? It stands for Alaska Seafood Marketing Institute. And I'm going to start off with this lovely video here.
Alaska's bountiful waters have sustained families for thousands of years. And generations of Alaska fishermen and fishing families continue to work side by side to responsibly harvest the world's finest wild seafood. Ensuring fish for future generations honors the Alaskan way of life. These traditions are supported with every Alaska seafood meal. Alaska's waters produce an abundance of sustainable wild seafood species, from succulent salmon to sweet flaky pollock, delectable cod, luxurious crab, hearty halibut, and more. Nutrient-rich and delicious, Alaska seafood is the perfect star of any meal. Alaska Seafood Marketing Institute, or ASMI, is a public-private partnership in a cooperative agreement between the state of Alaska and the Alaska seafood industry. ASMI is a marketing organization for Alaska seafood. Although ASMI doesn't sell Alaska seafood, the mission is to help others sell Alaska seafood. ASMI works to educate and increase the demand for one of the world's most delicious and healthy protein sources, wild and sustainable seafood from Alaska. Through partnerships with retail grocers, food service distributors and operators, colleges, culinary schools, and the media, ASMI conducts consumer campaigns, public relations, and advertising activities. ASMI aligns with industry efforts for maximum effectiveness, functioning as a brand manager for Alaska seafood worldwide. ASMI's marketing programs span the globe and conduct activities like trade shows, promotions, social campaigns, and advertising designed to raise the awareness and value of the Alaska Seafood brand. The ASMI team also coordinates technical seminars, chef and retailer training, provides nutrition and quality resources, Alaska inbound and outbound trade missions, as well as public relations efforts. In addition to marketing programs, ASMI leads the Alaska Global Food Aid Program. This program concentrates on making seafood available to food and nutrition safety net programs in the U.S. and around the world, like the Food Bank and the Women, Infants, and Children's Supplemental Nutrition Programs. This increases access to critical, high-quality nutrition through Alaska seafood for those who need it most. Alaska seafood is known for its superior quality, nutrition, and sustainability. In fact, research shows U.S. consumers prefer Alaska seafood to any other protein brand. Alaska seafood promotions are highly effective in increasing seafood sales, and ASMI's efforts help capitalize on Alaska seafood's brand recognition. ASMI has a wealth of resources to assist in selling or marketing Alaska seafood, including a robust media library, technical support and quality control resources, a library of literature and sales aids, and a directory of Alaska seafood suppliers. Contact the Alaska Seafood Marketing Institute program staff to find out more about Alaska seafood brand partnership opportunities and resources to elevate customer appeal and energize your sales today.
Okay, so that's a little overview. All the footage from that project we were able to capture in the last couple of years from a large project we did, and it is available to you to use as marketers. So we're going to cover a bunch of the things and where to find them today. But first, we'll just touch quickly on all the ASMI programs. So we actually have 5 kind of pillars or programs here at ASMI: the International Marketing Program, the Domestic Marketing Program, which covers Canada and the United States. We'll touch on that a little bit more. Seafood Technical, and then Communications, which is the team you have here today, and then Global Food Aid. In the international program, it's very large. There are 9 regional programs and 41 countries, and it spans the entire globe. And the domestic program, as I said, covers the United States and Canada. Last year, the domestic program conducted 35,000 retail and e-commerce store promotions and 18,000 food service promotions. And it is split into, as I said, that retail and food service. This just shows a few of the different markets and food service locations that ASMI has done promotions with in the last year. And then consumer media is kind of in between the domestic program and the communications team. So this is kind of the traditional consumer media, magazines and online magazines and things like that. So we do a lot of work in that space to promote and to kind of to promote Alaska seafood. And then we also do consumer influencer media, which is very large portion of what we do as well. As you know, it just continues to get bigger and bigger. So we make sure that we are in that space and reaching and engaging those audiences. Okay, so that's just kind of what we do as ASMI. And what I wanted to talk to you about today is how you can leverage, how you can find those resources and leverage them for yourself. And sometimes people have, want some information about navigating the ASMI resources, like, how do I find it? I get that question a lot. Okay, yes, I've heard there's this and that, but where is it? So I first want to go over some ways that you can meet us in person. So there's kind of 3-pronged approach to how you can engage with ASMI. 1, meet us in person. And you can find all our events at alaskaseafood.org/events. And here is sort of a quick list of some of the events that we have coming up for the year. Obviously you can come visit us at the office. We love that. If you come by the office, we will give you some swag, and we'd love to see you and chat in person. Then at an industry events, you know, at Comfish, you saw Greg, he was just there. PME in Seattle, you have Fisherman Summit, CENA, and there are always ad hoc additions to that. And then board and committee meetings and service. So if you're interested in being on one of our committees, that's fantastic. We have 4 species committee, 4 program committees, and then a CAP and a fishery stand. So we have lots of committees, and we do an annual opening when we have space available on those committees. So please join us on a committee, or join us at All Hands on Deck, which is our annual meeting in Anchorage that happens in the fall, or actually in getting towards winter. This year it'll be in December. And then other opportunities, we have opportunities like photo and video shoots. We have a new cruise opportunity where we are putting industry members onto cruise ships, and they do presentations. So if you're interested in that, please reach out. So that's a fun thing in the summer that we've added to reach those folks. And then we have something we call them for short fam trips, familiarization trips, where we bring media or culinary or buyers throughout the state of Alaska. And so sometimes it's really great for them to engage with fishermen and harvesters and processors. And so direct marketers could be part of that. And then we also do consumer in-state events. So we'll be in Fairbanks next weekend for a consumer event. So we're all over the place and trying to get out there and connect with our different audiences. And then you can also sign up for our newsletters. We have a couple of specific newsletters that are really handy for industry. One is the ASMI monthly marketing update, and we talk about all the programs we have coming on, the events coming up. So definitely sign up for that. And then the other one I recommend is the Direct Marketers Toolkit. So that is a email that kind of sends out the items just for direct marketers. And so you can sign up for that. And I highly encourage that on our website. Okay, and you can also engage with us on social and digital platforms. We have consumer-facing platforms, and those are great. If you have a consumer-facing platform, you can sort of engage and cross-promote and use the content we post for your platform. Or if you want to connect with us on an industry level, we have a LinkedIn page, and we also have a specific industry Facebook page called at ASMI News and Updates. And that's separate from our consumer-facing Facebook page, which is at Alaska Seafood. So please join us at ASMI News and Updates, and we'll provide, you know, updates about the activities that we have going on and things like that. You can reach us that way as well. And then the last one, the big one we're going to talk about today, is the website. So we have a website. It's alaskaseafood.org. And we have a couple different ways that we recommend you approach the website. And we basically wanted to kind of give you the lowdown on how to find the tools that are specific for you as a direct marketer. And so what I'm going to do is play some videos while we explore the site, and I'm going to talk while we do it about how to find the things you want. So one is there's the site, alaskaseafood.org. Here I'm going through the sort of consumer-facing content, recipes, nutrition, etc. And now we're going to go to the Industry and Fleet Hub. So that's going to be kind of the home page of industry is on that Industry and Fleet Hub. And you can see we have a lot of sub pages here, fisherman resources and things like that, market information, market your catch. That's going to be a really important one for you. That one is specifically made for direct marketer audiences. And then we have technical and quality and economic information. We have updates from ASMI, resources, market reports, and then of course industry meeting and event. There's our meeting right there. We have announcements, industry tools. We'll go over some of these wonderful tools we have available, And then, of course, as you go down the page, we just repeat some of this information so you don't lose it. We really want to hammer that home. And then ASMI monthly marketing updates, you can sign up for those on the site, and you can connect with us on Facebook. So, you know, we really try to make all of these pieces really readily available. And then what I really wanted to show here on the bottom is how we have quick links to a lot of those resources that you're going to want, like resources, all hands on deck, news, events. They're all at the bottom of the page every time. We're going to click into the resources page because I really want to share with you the fantastic resources page we have. You can search by collection, resource type, and then what's really great is that you can search by audience, and we're going to go to direct marketer audience and see all the resources we have available for direct marketers. So we just added the air fryer recipe book, we have videos, we have data. It's all right there in that resources quick link. Okay. And I'm going to click on, oops, I'm gonna try to move past that. There we go. So now I'm going to explore a little bit more on the direct marketer tools page. First, we're going to, this is actually a different page. This is the market information page. So first we're going to explore the market information, which can be very helpful for you as direct marketers. Again, under that industry and fleet. Then I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to kind of show you each time how you can find this information to help hopefully make it so that it's easy to find next time when I'm not here with you. So we went to that market information page, and here we have salmon harvest updates. You can sign up to receive those via email, and each week we'll add them in 2024. So we haven't added the 2024 tab yet, but each week of the summer we'll add those salmon harvest updates. And then the salmon bulletins come out at the beginning of summer. Again, we don't have them added yet, but that's where you will find them when that happens. And then here's some economic impact reports and resources, which are very valuable. Could be potentially very valuable to you in the audience. So just wanted to first explore that market information page with you. And now we're going to explore the market your catch page, which is that very specific to you, to the direct marketer audience page. So again, we went in through that fleet and industry hub. And now we're going to this market your catch subpage, okay? And this market your catch subpage has all the tools just for you set up in this page. But it's a lot of tools, so we're going to go through them a little bit one by one. First, we're going to start at the Alaska Seafood Online Marketplace. Now, this online marketplace used to be called the Suppliers Directory. And we had sort of a pretty static suppliers directory. Now we have a really dynamic suppliers directory, and we actually have two pieces to this, two components to it. We have the online marketplace, and then we also have the Buy Alaska Seafood page, which is a consumer-facing page. So the online marketplace is an industry-facing page where you can connect with industry to sell your seafood. And then you can get listed there, and it will shuttle you off to the Buy Alaska Seafood page, which if you are a direct marketer, you will show up and it will actually reach consumers. So I just want to show you a little bit about how that works. If you had clicked this online marketplace page, you'd reach here. We're going to go into the online marketplace. So it's that old suppliers directory. It's suppliers at alaskaseafood.org. In this online marketplace, if you explore suppliers, you'll see all the suppliers listed on that page. Now, you can also see you can filter by direct marketer. That means you can mark yourself as a direct marketer. So if you would like to be listed on this page, you're going to go to industry registry and log in that upper corner, and then click create an account. You're going to fill this out, and this is just going to register you. Once you're registered, then you also need to create a company profile. That company profile will be your outward facing listing. Once you do that, you will also be listed under Alaska Seafood 101 on this Buy Alaska Seafood page. Right here, you would be listed and you would be available to consumers who get shuttled to this page, and they will want, consumers who want to buy Alaska Seafood direct from somebody, they'll find this page, click the link and get right to your website. And then at the bottom of this page, you can see where you would edit your page. So basically, create your account in the suppliers directory and be available on the Buy Alaska Seafood page to consumers to purchase. So that's one tool that we have available. One tool with 2 outlets, okay? So let's see here. We'll keep scrolling down the page. We're going to keep coming back to this page and scroll down it. So leverage the power of the brand. We really want you to use that Alaska Seafood logo. You can email us to get the use of the logo. And right here, we're going to the resources page to learn a little bit about the data behind why we might use the logo. The logo is very powerful, and we have a lot of data that supports this, that says 75% of consumers want to know more about their seafood. Seafood from Alaska is more appealing than any other seafood origin. So when you have that logo that says Alaska Seafood on your product, it does help, and it does support the wild and sustainable perfect combo. Sustainable seafood, it says wild, natural, sustainable in the logo. Sustainable seafood has seen a 427% 10-year growth. So wild is preferred 5-to-1. So you already know these things, but it's great to have data to support that. We also have data specifically about consumers that you can find and research more about those consumers. Like, who is eating seafood? Is it men? Is it women? Who should I be targeting? We do that research for you, and we provide it on our website so that you can leverage that data. Am I trying to target millennials, Gen Z, baby boomers, elder millennials? I'm an older millennial. So all these important data points can help you when you're trying to market to your specific audience. Okay, so that's important to find the research. And then next is the Alaska Seafood Media Library. That's the next thing on the page. And if you do not already have access or an account to the media library, which is also known as NetX, we highly recommend you get an account, and we're going to explore NetX a little bit now. Once you get an account and you're all logged in, you'll basically register, and we'll approve you within the next day or 2. And once you're registered and logged in, this is what it looks like in the media library. And you can explore it using this user guided map. There's some easy quick links right here at the top. What's new, current favorites, and then photos organized by topic. We have videos, illustrations, and resources. There's a pre-sorted resource group for direct marketers, so you can go right there. There's a lot of video and other content, but you can also search. Let's say you want to find a photo, a plated in kitchen or a cooking and eating photo. And let's say you want a specific species. You can toggle, click sockeye salmon, and then all the photos are pre-sorted for you by species. Or let's say you want a specific video, you can get formatted social media content. We create social media content that you can just easy peasy use. So I would look in that formatted videos. Or if you want to create your own social media content, we have a ton of B-roll. As I said, we've just been working on a giant photo and video acquisition project over the last several years. So you can, use the B-roll from that project, add it to your cart, and then you can download the pieces that you want and make your own reel or video for YouTube or whatever it is you need. And so we have a lot of cooking, we have various content in that way. please also use the search bar. That's an amazing way. We have just a ton of content on there for you, and it is all available to use. Okay, and then we're back on that Market Your Catch page, and what's next? Printed material. So that was the digital media library. We also have a component where you can order physical printed materials and use them. Say you want to pop something in a box that you're sending. So you go click order online and get an account in what we call KP. And in the KP, it's just an auto approve. You get an account. And inside this service is a little bit less like beautiful, but it is very handy. So let's go through that a little bit. Okay. Here we are in the catalog. For direct marketers, I recommend you look in the communications area. That has a lot of information, like the keep frozen stickers. Just for your audience, we have recipe cards, recipe packets, tons of different recipe cards that are really lovely that you can use. Then we have in the general info and guides, you've got fact sheets. So a lot of times these species fact sheets are very handy. Also, there's nutrition information and, mom and baby fact sheets, diet fact sheets. So that kind of information can be really helpful potentially for a direct marketer. Immunity, so a lot of people want to know about nutrition information. And then you can also search, what is good for consumers, direct marketers, things like that. But I recommend there are a ton of stickers and recipe cards here. So there are lots and lots of recipe cards. If you just explore, you'll find them. And we are always adding new items like this new Alaska Seafood 101 brochure. We're really excited that will be available, sort of an overall informational brochure, and it's going to be in KP within the next week or two. So we think this is going to be a great piece that you can use and pop into things. And so that will be available very soon to order. And now we're back to the Market Your Catch page, and we're going to keep scrolling down. And the next section has the direct marketing manual from Sea Grant. So we have a lot of items too from other sources, just making sure that this has more financial and business information that we don't necessarily have available. Let's see, I see a Q&A. Oh, we'll talk about that later, Susan. You're actually in the presentation, so don't worry. Let's see here. Back here. The next, we have some quality handling information. So this can be helpful to potentially use or share with employees. So, you want to make sure that quality is very high. We've got that information for you. And then we have a tool called Alaska Seafood U. This could be used for your crew, or potentially even consumers could take it. It's a fun little course. You could take it and see if you can pass. That's always a great test. But there's wonderful videos supported with that as well. Okay. And then great resources from other organizations right there at the bottom of the page. Sea Grant, Local Catch, ADF&G. So you can always go through their tools as well. Okay, and then I would be remiss if I did not mention that there is some great consumer-facing information available. So basically everything that is on our site is available for you to use, so please do, including all of our recipes, which we have plenty of. You can link directly to them, or you can take the recipe and repost it on your site. That's totally fine. If you just want to send out a newsletter and have a group of recipes, you can sort by family friend, you can sort by fish, you can sort by technique, you can use all of those. And then over here in the nutrition information, we talk about nutrients in Alaska seafood, the benefits, and you can actually also use this data. We have the nutritional information about the different species on that page as well. Over here in Alaska Seafood 101, we have some really great prep and cook information right below that By Alaska Seafood page. For instance, you can click into this Cooking with Wild Alaska Salmon page. This is great information. If you want videos, you can share this content with your audience. Cooking techniques, recipes again, pre-sorted into groups, all that kind of good stuff. More videos, and so you can take this content, repost it on your site, or directly link to it, however you need to, whatever works best for you. And we have our Cook It Frozen program, which is our most, let's see, I think I maybe will click into that or show it. That Cook It Frozen is our most popular page on our site. We get a lot, the analytics show that people are searching how to cook their frozen seafood. So if you want to explore that, that's very important. And then People Behind the Fish is where we see our wonderful fishermen. So it's another way you can engage. You could be listed on that page. So it's really fantastic. And then I also wanted to show you the sustainability section of our website. This we made 5 different videos out of these 5 different pillars: families and communities, social responsibility, fisheries management, resource utilization, and certification. The videos are all listed on our website, and we highly encourage you to use and share that content as well. And here I visit the RFM certification website that's linked to right there. And it's a great segue into our next slide, because RFM certification is another option that direct marketers have. I just put this here, that the direct marketers there's a chain of custody program specifically for direct marketers created by RFM. So please explore their site, and you can reach out to them, and the information is on their site as well. So I just wanted to recommend to you to explore that information, which I think Susan also put in the Q&A, which is fantastic. It's wonderful. So that's the quick and dirty of the resources that we have available. And we're always adding more. And so you can find them in those resources page. You can find them on NetX. There's so many options that are continually added, and we'd love to work with you. Of course, you can reach out to us. There's a contact page in the footer links there. And I just wanted to thank you. And then I'm gonna hop off the screen share, and if we have any questions, we'd love to hear from you. So if you have a question and you want to put it in that Q&A or raise your hand, I think we can turn you on. And I will just read through what Susan notes for folks who are interested in certification. There's that chain of custody certification. Great. So she says you can contact Susan Marks with questions. And I think also there's information on the page, on that certification page, about how to contact and do that. Okay. And is there any other, I'll hang on here for a few minutes. I guess I kind of went through very quickly those resources. So if anyone is kind of processing and wants to think about it, we're going to also try to make the presentation without the videos available to you. And we'll try to send that out in email afterwards, so that you can have those quick links. But of course, reminder just to go to alaskaseafood.org. That's an easy way to do it. I am available at tpeters@Alaska Seafood. Greg, if you want to hop on and tell them what your email is. Oh, there it is, gsmith@alaskaseafood.org.
Yeah, thanks so much, Tana. That was a great overview of all the resources. I started in June, and it does take a little time just to get familiar with everything we have. But all of us in the communications team and at ASMI are happy to help and support if you have questions on any of those resources, or finding something on the webpage, or even if you're not certain that something exists, feel free to write us and let us know. It may not exist, but it might be something we, add to our kind of work product list. So we're here to support, the mission of ASMI is to increase the value of the Alaska seafood resource. We do that through a number of different ways, including supporting direct marketers. And these resources are available to anyone who is, trying to be part of that mission of increasing the value of the Alaska seafood resource. So yeah, they are available to you. Okay, Julia.
Hey, Tana, do you mind if I
Yeah.
jump in and ask a couple questions that I was jotting down as we went?
I would love that. And it looks like Julianne is saying that maybe the chat is, disabled, but that's okay. Attendees, so we're recommending people put questions in the question and answer. Is that right? That's how they can reach us. Okay.
Correct. Okay, so there is one quick question somebody listed here, and we'll read it off here. Is there a section on permitting and self-landing fish?
ASMI doesn't have that information. We don't host that information, but I believe you might be able to find that through some of those ADF and G, the bottom section where we've got the links out, but I don't have that specific information at hand, but it's good. We're jotting all these things down so that if it makes sense and it's something we can provide, we'll add it. So that's great. Thanks.
Awesome. Okay, so had 3 questions lined up for you. You had mentioned that there's asking for permission to use the ASMI logo. What does that process look like? And are there approval requirements? And can you just is that applicable to each time you use the logo? Can you just talk a little bit more about that?
Totally. So you just do it once. So you don't have to do it every time you want to use the logo. Let's say, for instance, you have different packages. What we recommend basically is that you will email us. So that's going to go to Margie. And so you reach out to Margie and you say, hey, I'm a direct marketer and I want to use the ASMI logo on my packaging. Or, in another way on my website, whatever it is. And Margie, so the logo itself is not available in the media library, the NetX. So you would reach out to Margie. Margie would say, great, who are you? What do you do? We would just make sure, double check that you do sell Alaska seafood. And we have a little form that you would fill out, which has the sort of deeper information about how you can use the logo. But generally speaking, you have to use it in a way that is supporting the sales of Alaska seafood. So you just confirm with us that that's how you're going to use it. Sometimes we do ask to show us the packaging if but it's a pretty low bar. We like to see like a screenshot maybe just to make sure it looks good, that makes sense. We can provide some guidance. We have a brand guide. So if you're kind of confused or don't really know, we have a pretty robust brand guide that can help you out in placing it. And then, yeah, that's it. And then we'll send it to you and you can use it. So that's
Awesome.
Yeah, pretty simple.
All right, we have a question from Eric Velsko. Would ASMI collaborate on any quality improvement projects? And if so, who should be the ASMI contact for projects of this nature?
So our technical director, John Burrows, is the one who does work with quality, and he also does the health and nutrition information. So all the technical things would go through him. You could reach out to us and we could loop John in for sure, which is totally fine. We have a lot of materials on quality improvement, like we have quality materials in terms of things that you can post, things that you can use. We have videos. I'm not exactly sure about what you're asking about collaborating on a quality improvement project, but there's a high chance that the answer is yes. We do really want, we want to provide and improve quality across the industry. So depending on what it is, let's talk about it.
Awesome. Can you put the logo in the footer of your direct marketing website?
If you sell Alaska seafood, you should, yes, you just have to, the nuance there is that you cannot pose as if you are ASMI. It has to show that we, you know, that's the important distinction. So it's just that, you know, you're a partner, but that you sell Alaska seafood, but it can't look as if you are us, if that
Okay.
makes sense. So that's kind of the nuance there. And that's why we a lot of times ask to see it, or, you know, maybe you would say, this is my site. Does it make sense to go here? And then we would just make sure that we would just approve it on a case by case like that.
Okay. I'm getting text messages as well as the chat, so this is great. Do you have examples of printed materials that are available on your website in office? And if so, how often can people order online through the printed materials website, and are there quantity restrictions?
Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so we do have some of the materials here at our office. We don't have them all, but we do have some. Margie is actually, it's sitting right in front of a big rack that has a lot of them. So definitely feel free to swing by the office, see what we have here. We can always stock more here if that's, you know, an easier way for people to reach those materials. Then additionally, you can order. There are restrictions on your account just when you start, like you automatically get accepted into that KP system, and the restrictions it's just you kind of have a low level account. And so it's like quantity restrictions, and I think you can order once a quarter or something like that. But we can change the restrictions. So we can either assist you in ordering more if you need a larger amount. And we can also adjust your account level to allow you to order more. So it just depends on your needs, and we can work with you on that. So Margie, again, would be the person to reach out to, and she could either order you more, or she can adjust your account level.
That's great to know. Okay, from Kareen Bell, can you provide guidance or a contact for certification with MSC / use of their logo?
I do not have a contact for MSC. I'm not sure if Greg does. So
I don't either. I think you'd probably just have to go through their site and through their process. You know, we're very closely affiliated with RFM, Responsible Fisheries Management. We have an advisor, actually, Susan Bell, who is on the call here. Excuse me, Mark, sorry. And then anyway, that's a much closer partner, and we feel, you know, is a very strong certification method. So no inside track to MSC.
Okay. And then the last question I had listed was, I know that a lot of work has gone into redesigning the website, especially on the direct marketing page, where you can list your availability to consumers. What kind of traffic is that getting these days? Do you have the metrics for that? Has it grown over the years? Can you just fill us in a little bit more on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So that one is a little bit, complicated. So we keep trying to explain, we have the suppliers directory. So that piece of it, the sort of suppliers.alaskaseafood.org piece of it, that site we probably launched a couple years ago, and the traffic there is industry to industry, it's B2B. So it's international industry, who are seeking to buy, and then suppliers in the state. And then, so that site is it kind of stays level. Once we got it going, it stays fairly level, though of course we get more traffic every time we kind of remind people, oh, you might not be listed, because it is still sort of an ongoing tool that we're trying to onboard people with. We find more and more suppliers every day that aren't in it, and so that traffic increases that way. in terms of the Buy Alaska Seafood page, now what happens is the listings, the company listings, where you basically will write whether or not you sell directly to consumers. If you do sell directly to consumers, your company listing will be on that Buy Alaska Seafood page, that on the consumer website. So it'll be at alaskaseafood.org/buy-alaska-seafood. And that traffic, that page is only started since last summer. So that traffic has just continued to increase, because what we do is we send influencer content there. We send our social content there, in terms of like, we push the call to action to that page so that the direct marketers get that bump directly from us. And then what else is exciting, which I didn't really talk about here today because we're just now starting the journey, is that we're going to do some exploration with Google Ads, and we are going to provide that information to the direct marketers. But basically, we're going to send folks to that page, that Buy Alaska Seafood page. So that's going to increase that traffic even further. And what we're also going to do is we're going to get the analytics and data from that project, and we're going to be able to share that in terms of where in the country are people pulling from the most, and who's highest engagement, and all those kinds of analytics. So we're excited about that, and it's a little bit in the pocket. Maybe Greg's going, oh, I don't know if you should have shared yet, but we're working on towards that, and we're excited to be able to share that probably after the summer, which will be a perfect time, hopefully, for when folks are really trying to ramp up their own Google Analytics on their websites.
That's great information. I'm always impressed to see how ASMI has continued to grow to support direct marketers. And so thank you very much for that. And great presentation. We'll make sure to get this over to you, and we'll post it on our website. Fingers crossed there were no technical difficulties in the recording. I'm not seeing any other questions in the chat, but if for some reason, for those listening at home, if you come up with questions and you have forgotten Greg, Margie, or Tana's email, feel free to reach out to me. And we'll hook you up with them. And yeah, thank you so much for your presentation, and really appreciate your time, Team ASMI.
Yeah, thank you. We're very excited to connect with this audience. So definitely link to us, because we want to make sure we're serving you and getting you all the tools that we have.
All right. Well, one last question popped up in the chat, and then we'll call it a day. From Bill Connor: if I own the fishing permit, can my wife be the direct marketer?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Do it.
All right, Bill, that sounds like a yes. All right, thanks. Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate your time. Have a great afternoon, and go enjoy some sunshine.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.